All right, let's get it.
And we are live here with MKU Primetime at night. We got a Division 14 matchup between the Kitten Crusaders against Afterparty Masquerade. My name is Spicy, and I'm joined on the mic with my good friend Sunset. How are we doing tonight, Sunset?
I am doing absolutely fantastic. It is not every day that you get to see a lower division on something as important as prime time, and I'm very excited to bring everybody on this journey together because if you're not familiar, Spicy and I actually are in Division 14 as well. So we know these teams pretty well, and it's going to be great to see them duke it out.
Oh yeah, it's going to be really fun seeing these two teams here, especially with the new format of MKU. And here we are in the last week of the regular season. There's a lot on the line here tonight with the first of what's going to be three matches this weekend, which is going to be insane.
Wow.
Both After Party and Kitten Crusaders are currently outside the playoff picture in Division 14, but that can change very quickly. I've been talking to our team about this grounded
Mhm.
gaming, but like our division's really close right now. All these teams are really pretty much still in it to win it and have a good chance to make it in. Kitten Crusaders with a few good wins can definitely sneak into that last playoff spot. After Party's gonna need a little help, but I think they also have a shot at it as well if things go their way. So here we are, end of the season. While they're might be near the bottom of the standings for now, there's still a lot to play for here, so this should be a fun matchup.
Oh, absolutely. There's some really good potential here for both of these teams. I know Kitten Crusaders probably in a little bit of a better spot than After Party, but that doesn't mean you have to count them out at all. If we want to take a look at our lineups here, I don't believe we have graphics tonight, which is all right. I'm just going to read through them. Kitten Crusaders is going to have Doubler as their POV, as well as Rory Rainbow, Josh MK, Jamoy, Demoy, and Dragons Reimagined. Then After Party will have Logan on their stream perspective, as well as Firestone, Jojo, Mean Green, John, Jaloon, and Zarikos. This is going to be a match to remember.
Oh, it should be. Yeah, these both of these teams are bringing out some of their best lineups here
Mhm.
tonight, which is going to be really fun. We have Logan and Doubler as their perspectives, as you mentioned. These two players have been in the scene for quite a while now. In fact, both of these teams have been around the scene for a while now. I know they've both been in part of organizations that have had multiple teams now. So it's going to be a matter of seeing how does this experience really help these teams? Because yes, the rosters for both have changed over the course of the years, but there's still a lot of systems, a lot of culture that's still very much the same for both of their teams here. And I'm really excited to see like what we got going. I know I had a lot of experience playing with After Party before a couple years ago now, and I still have fond memories of playing with them. Jojo's a really great player. Logan is really strong as well. Zarikos has been on the come up. I think really that's one of my like players I'm really watching for this season. Meanwhile, in Kitten Crusaders, also great names. Josh MK, someone I've played with extensively for a brief time in Pacific League. I played with both Doubler as well as Rory, both great players in their own right. These teams have a lot of flexible options here where they can be strong in the front running spots, strong in the mid pack and the back. Really, it's gonna be a matter of whoever's the best team tonight is gonna be winning it out because I just it just feels really close today.
Gonna take a look at our room as we get set up here with these matches. Now, if you're not familiar with either of these teams and you're a fan of the DLC tracks, unfortunately, you're gonna be a little bit upset tonight because both of these teams prefer base game tracks, meaning the original ones. As we see Twisted Mansion come out on the side of After Party, and we're waiting to see what our other track will be from Kitten Crusaders. Tokyo Blur.
Stand corrected. Oh,
Yeah,
I
I
knew Tokyo Blur
didn't
was coming
expect
out,
that.
but I wasn't sure. I didn't think it was gonna come out this soon. Twisted, I expected from After Party. I was banking
Mhm.
on Royal Raceway, but I Twisted Mansion makes a lot of sense for them. I know that's a team that affectionately calls the opening shroom cut the taking using your library card, just calling it in the library cut.
Oh, that's
So we
excellent.
are gonna yeah, we're gonna see a chance for that today here, kicking it off this Division 14 matchup with Twisted Mansion. Pretty common track at all levels, no matter if it's an FFA, no matter if it's collegiate. You see this track everywhere.
Oh yeah, it's tried and true. Everybody pretty much knows how to play this one effectively, so it's really going to come down to shroom usage as well as who's in the front of the pack. Getting our look at Logan here, just going immediately for the mini turbos going into the first item set is going to pull a banana. Doubly pretty good in a solid first place position, immediately pops their coin, and now we're going to see the shortcut start to shake up the standings.
Yeah, that shortcut's gonna shake up a few spots immediately here, and that's just how Twisted Mansion tends to go. This becomes a pretty good front runner after that cut, but there's so many ways that this track can be played. So you see triples being pulled in a few different spots. A lot of players just having to play around that, and there's this section so tight at times can be so scary for both teams involved. You see triples already up in that mid pack, two sets of triples actually in play as well, and you just watch that mini map, and it's so close already.
The miss input going into lap 2 just barely nicks the hammer on the Nite little ghost thing, but it doesn't stop them at all. Doubler is in a nice mid-pack position here, throws the red up immediately, and is going to use their library card as they get into a nice 4th place going into the next item set here. A lot of Afterparty in the front, though.
Man, after party being in the front, already establishing that top spots, we know they're able to do that here, and they've been consistent with that this entire season. Doubler is going to be able to move up a few spots if their multiplayer is getting hit out. Fire already right behind him though, as he tries to just stay alive. Gonna get an 8th place box, having to settle for a single as well. But here we are, we're going to be approaching the end of lap 2, going into lap 3, Twisted Mansion. The big questions are: is there going to be a blue shell in play? Is there going to be a shock? Because if those do come in, that's going to change up a lot of different spots. Oh, that
Oh,
back.
that was brutal. Gets backed and the item stolen by a ghost here. Gonna burn all of these trims and try to get out of the way of the triples. Does so beautifully. Gets the shortcut, and wow, there's so many triples on the board this time. Going into the next item set, gonna get, yep, another set of triple shrooms, and just gonna kind of anchor the position here, getting up into 5th place. Oh,
Oh.
and it looks like that green shell does connect. Switching up to what Afterparty is up to here with Logan, and they're in a really solid position. Gonna opt to burn this shroom here.
Oh,
Wow,
what?
double bomb? Oh, beautiful connect, however, does run into the banana right at the end, tumbling them back into 4th place, and oh, the red connects as well. This is so tragic for Afterparty here. So much just happened.
The explosive ending. After party is going to steal one first place, but Kitten Crusaders right behind in a 2-3-4 situation. What
Yeah,
a chaotic ending. I saw Logan pull the double bomb at that last set. And first of all, you don't see double bomb being pulled at a double box like ever, it feels
ever.
like. And then you see the bomb snipe go and like it connects, then runs into the banana, unfortunately. But here we are going into race 2. I knew that After Party did have Shroom Ridge in their arsenal. I was aware that Kitten Crusaders had Sherbetland as well for that 2-3-4 spot. So both of these teams here, and you see the score, it's only a +2 advantage for Kitten Crusaders. A lot can change here. We are going to Shroom Ridge. Pretty common nowadays as a 1-0 here. First place gets access to double item boxes fairly quickly, but a lot of players are also able to draft up, so it can be really good for both these teams here.
Yeah, knowing how to take the optimal lines around this first turn as we get into the start of the race is really going to make or break the front pack positions. Because even if you're in the mid or even the back, if you know how to turn tightly enough, you can kind of just snake around everybody. See what Logan is up to here as everybody pretty much hugs the wall going into the first set. Ooh, a little bit wide. Pulls a single shroom. There's not going to be much to do here, but already up on 7 coins means they're in a very solid position going into this next part of the track.
Now you see Logan's gonna be able to take that grass cut into the glider, take a couple spots up as well. Jojo's gonna be getting hit out, and Kitten Crusaders have established the top 2. You see the doubler as well as Kyrie is now in that spot. Logan right behind in 3rd place, also having 10 coins. Gonna be able to get one item box here. Firestone moving up into 3rd place as well. Not a lot of attack items here in 3-4 from Afterparty, but still quite a few ways that this race can play out. You're gonna watch that mini map, see that the blue
Here
shell
comes
has
blue.
already made its way out as well. I don't know if Kitten Crusaders has any options to get rid of it here. Logan is going to be able to not get hit out here, but now it's a matter of seeing how do the spots change up. Now that the plant's out in 3rd, one member of Kitten Crusaders is down here, as Afterparty is going to at least take 2nd.
Looks like they took that blue shell
Oh.
wide, allowing Logan to get up into 1st place with some very good driving strategy here. Gonna trail that Nana and just kind of keep their distance here. Red shell does come out, however, it does break on the Nana, so no worries there. Bounces off the wall, excuse me, going into lap 3. Just gonna kind of have to play on the offensive here because a lot of items are being thrown around. There's a triple shell in 3rd place, but it does not connect. Going into this item set here, only is able to get 1 box, and it is a coin. So they're pretty much left defenseless. However, if we look at the minimap, there's a lot of blue in the top spots. This is a good spot for Afterparty to be in going into the end.
Oh, for sure, yeah, and you see the doubler now actually is gonna have a super whore coming in a second. This is actually a really dangerous spot here. You saw that.
Oh,
Doubler gonna be getting hit out. Logan had a horde in
merciful.
first place earlier as well. Is gonna be able to horn out the blue shell, and this is gonna at least secure an after party first place. And now a matter of seeing who's gonna be able to take in second. That is Firestone. It looks like in second here. Not
Mhm.
sure if anyone was able to steal those spots, but now it's a matter of seeing how did the rest of the results shake up? Because this might have been it's an after party top
Oh,
2, but a
3, 4,
lot of
5, 6
mids.
though.
Oh, and a bottom 3 for after party.
Oh.
That is a lot closer than I was expecting.
Oh, yeah, I mean, these teams are very evenly matched, but I did not expect it to be such a small point gap between the 2 of them. Taking
Yeah,
a look
and
here, what are oh, go ahead.
and yeah, and I was thinking about this actually. After Party and Kitten Crusaders have actually had really close matches with pretty much everyone in their division. At
Mm,
this point, I know when Grounded played After Party, it was a very close result, and that is interesting to see from both
the
sides
track of
here.
all time.
Yeah, GBA Mario Circuit, otherwise known as RMC, Retro Mario Circuit, being picked in top 2, but also bottom 3. And you see that King Crusaders are opting for Cheap Cheap Beach as their drafter here. You don't really see that too much now in the US scene outside of
Yeah.
like Speed Stars, but here we are going to Cheap Cheap Beach drafting track. Pretty simple, honestly, here, but definitely shows up a lot of room for like item play and other ways to get push your way up to the front.
Yeah, knowing when to use powerful items is really gonna make or break. This track is pretty simplistic. There's not a lot of turns or crazy shortcuts or anything. But if you hold on to shrooms and use them at the right time, you can really start to make some magic happen.
Yeah, and I'm interested to see what kind of magic's gonna be happening here. Logan's gonna be able to take a coin as well as take that item set. Probably gonna be able to grab another. Oh, it's actually gonna pull a green here. Kyrie is looking to be in second here, so Logan has to instantly trail just to stay alive. He's gonna be able to get that UMT, and now moving on up, still in first place. Now has no defense here, but I don't know if there's any red shells behind. His pack is still fairly close. I'm wondering if anyone's gonna be in a shroom up potential here, as Logan's still holding on to a lot of tops for now, but unfortunately gonna get redded out, and now the pack has changed up a little bit.
Yeah, that red really was catastrophic, but did allow a shakeup here as Doubler gets into a fifth place position, holding on to the shrimp going into lap 2. It looks like a lot of After Party is in the top part of the pack, though. So Kitten Crusaders kind of have their work cut out for them here. Another item box comes out on the field with a red shell. So depending on when we use this, oh,
Ooh,
holy
triples.
crow! Looks like there's a lot of triples on the field for this race as well. Gonna burn this shroom to get
Oh,
further
fire attack.
ahead, and now there's fire coming out from the mid pack here, but it is not going to shake up Doubler at all as they get into a nice second place position. Throwing this red here, looks like the
Oh.
fire does connect though, so that's gonna kind of start to make the gap between first and second that much wider. Ooh, especially as they get hit out again. That is really unfortunate.
Yeah, unfortunate indeed. Doubler has been getting hit at quite a few times at the end of that last lap. In a ninth place spot though, and we haven't seen a blue shell. Oh, gonna get
Ooh,
Nana ripped for that. Haven't seen a blue shell. Haven't seen shock at all of this war so far. That's a
yeah.
tight Nana. 2-3 at least here for after party. More bananas
Oh!
barely dodging that. That was insane, Logan. But Logan's now gonna be able to get that mini turbo trick. Here we are now, 2-3. What's going to be the options here from After Parties? They try to hold on to some spots here. Kitten Crusaders as
Ooh.
well, trying to do something here. But now Rory in fourth place has to respect that red shell, but has defense. It looks like here. I think maybe a 1-3 here for Kitten Crusaders potentially. And there's a late blue shell, which probably meant they were just holding it the entire time. Yeah, 1-3 for Kitten Crusaders, but this race still feels like another close race.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Very strong play from Logan there with breaking the green shell, basically like on the actual frame. That was insane. Allowed them to get into a nice I believe they were in first.
Yeah, Kitten
We're taking
Crusaders
a
in
yeah,
first.
we're taking a look at a screenshot right now just to verify that we got the right information. And even though we've are a few races down here, there's only like a 6-point gap between the teams. This is wild. You don't see this every day.
Yeah, and I had a feeling this was gonna come down to the wire. Both these teams have so much to play for. Okay, I knew people from our team were questioning my like scouting when I said that Kidding Crusaders has picked Ninja Hideaway, but here it is. I had a feeling this was going to be coming out. I know they've liked this track for a while. This was one of the few teams that adopted Ninja Hideaway around like wave one, wave two, when it was really much that was a really technical track and like a really bold pick. But Ninja Hideaway is one of those tracks where it really is one of those like picks where if you know how to play it, you beat pretty much anyone else that does not understand the little differences that you make on this track. And there's so much flexibility here. You can take that big cut shroomless, but you can also just use it as a shroom up spot here. Let's see what happens now with Ninja Hideaway being picked, especially in such a close situation.
Looks like we're gonna get our first item here being a single shroom. Gonna opt to go up to the top path, kind of avoid these greens here, and an excellent move here. Just gonna burn that shroom immediately, getting into first place for Kitten Crusaders as they go into the next item set. Cycling here. It looks like they're gonna get a coin. However, Afterparty's hot on their tail and immediately throws a bomb, nails it on the head, and that's gonna be a top 2 for Afterparty going into the last item set of lap 1.
And it's insane. This is the second prime time in a row where I am just watching a bunch of bomb snipes being witnessed on screen. And that doesn't happen all the time, but it just shows how explosive this game really is. A lot of after party here in those top spots. Looks like a top two, four. Firestone not gonna be get red shell. Oh, maybe they actually were there though. As Bubbler now has that super horn in second. You see the blue shell coming out as well. So that looks like it's gonna be hitting out the player in first. I think that was Logan. And maybe right, yeah,
Yep.
over the glider, it looks like, unless they had a dodge, not sure at this point, just watching that map, but it does look like they had something here because they're able to still maintain first. Double are still right behind in second, though.
Yeah, very close pack here. Not too typical of Ninja Hideaway. Gonna burn this horn here, not knowing that Blue Shell's not gonna really be on the way for the rest of this race. Gonna throw a red up, going into lap 3, holding on to the second one to cycle for another item. And goes, oh my god, over the item boxes?
But that is insane. Did not expect to see that kind of situation happen. But now this is exactly what you want to be seeing for Kitten Crusaders. Doubler in first place, knowing how to take the shroomless cut on Ninja Hideaway, is now going to
Wow.
be able to stay in first.
Here
There's
comes
the
Shock.
shock, though. Kitten Crusaders are top two here. It's a matter of seeing what kind of dodges were in the mid pack and the back. And there's another bomb fight here on Ninja Hideaway. And After Party's going to be able to take over first place. That is Logan now in top spots. Kyrie in second, and looks like Doubler in third. Rory is in fourth, though, so it could be a 2-3-4 here for Kina Crusaders, unless there was double reds being pulled. That's a rang, actually. I don't know if there's any snipes being made here, but it does look like I think
Hmm.
Logan might have been able to steal first place there after an insane play. But what a sequence of events here on Ninja Hideaway. Let's gotta see, how did the rest of the
Oh, wow.
lobby shake up? Wow, a lot of 2-3-4-5 there for Kina
Bottom
Crusaders.
2, though, also. I think we need a wellness check on whoever keeps getting hit with these bombs because I have never seen such beautiful shots, not only in the exact same spot, but on multiple laps and them connecting as well. It's just outstanding moves here.
I know, it's absolutely insane. I know last time I did prime time, it was Pepperjack getting hit with all the bombs, but now it's a matter of it's Doubler getting hit, Logan's also getting hit. Whoever's on stream when I guess I'm
It's the
casting this
caster's
season.
curse. It's the
Yeah, this is the
caster's
new
curse.
caster's curse. It is just getting hit with bombs. You're gonna see that King Crusaders once again going Sherbetland in those two through
Ooh,
five spots. Coconut Mall being picked out here from After Party. Really big fan of this, honestly, here, especially with the position they're in.
yeah, that's a really strong, solid choice, I think. Waiting on our last friend here. Ooh, looks like we did get a random. Hopefully somebody didn't disconnect.
Yeah, we never want to see disconnects happen here, especially with how close this war has felt. Because
Oh,
after
yeah.
party, they can get first place, but then the King Crusaders will get those spots right behind. We are going to Sherbetland RSL, a track that definitely you can break away on here if you really know how to play it, especially navigating like the slippery physics and really maintaining those tight lines is so important on a track like this.
Yeah, track knowledge can really make or break your race on this one because simply because it's very rarely picked. So if you have the upper hand and the experience with knowing how to drive on the slippery terrain, you can kind of just start pulling away. Looks like a doubler's going to pull a single shroom here, getting up into a nice second place, just kind of holding on to it. Meanwhile, it looks like Kyrie's going to be in first place. After party hot on their tails, probably in 3, I believe also in 4.
Yeah, it looks like they're in a 3-4 spot here, and does see
Oh,
Doubler move up into first place here. Gonna opt to just take a single as well, leaving second place able to take that double. And you're gonna see that Doubler definitely understands how to play this track here. Is also gonna be able to grab those coins. It's now a matter of seeing Here on Sherberland, there's a lot of ways you can kind of play around this track. You're going to see that the top spots are going to definitely try and establish a breakaway here, especially now that Kyrie does have a Shroom in first place. So if a blue shell comes, they are saved. But that watching that pack, it's still very close at this point here. And you never know if there's something crazy going to be happening, especially because if you look at what's happened in this war so far, there haven't been a lot of blue shells, there haven't been a lot of shocks. So here we are going in the second half of lap two. Still really feels like anyone's game despite this breakaway.
Yeah, if anything happens here, it's gonna be at the hands of a blue shell or a shock because it looks like Kyrie and Doubler are just so strong on this track. The knowledge is really coming in handy here going into lap 3. There's a very decent gap between them, but that also means that there's gonna be optimal shock range for our back 4 players, and whether they're in Afterparty or Kitten Crusaders, that can spell some trouble here.
Oh yeah, especially with how close it is right now, because you see how close that pack is. An item like a bullet bill is going to be taking over so many spots so quickly.
Mhm.
It does look like the banana did connect onto Logan, I think that was over in third
Yeah.
place. So King and Crusaders still have that top two, but quite a lot of spots behind them are after party. Last set has passed. There's a chance for a target shock here. Blue Shell was held once again, it looks like. So it does look like King and Crusaders are going to be able to hold on to at least the top two, maybe steal fourth place. Delbert going for a back, not sure if it's going to connect, but it does look like at least a solid race here for Kid and Crusaders.
Fantastic showing for our top 2, just absolutely dominating. However, Afterparty gets 3,
Oh, on
4, and
three.
6, 7. Ooh, ooh.
Every
Yeah.
time it feels like we get one team will have that breakaway, will have those top spots, but the other team just secures everything behind it in the middle. Like
Mhm.
if you've been keeping track of the scores, every race, the biggest race we've had was a +4. That's never happened, I feel like. It's an 8-point game at this point, and after race 5, and that happens so rarely. It's so close right now. You're seeing DK Mountain being whipped out here by Afterparty Masquerade. Kid and Crusaders are whipping out Thwomp Ruins. Both of these tracks really interesting in their own aspects. I'm really curious to see how we're going to be playing as we are going to be getting
Ooh.
ruined here on Thwomp Ruins.
This is a treat. If you're not familiar, Spicy and I are on a few teams together, and one of our very dear to us teams, Tip of the Ice World. This is one of our favorite tracks, so this I'm very excited to see how our teams battle it out on Thwomp Ruins.
Right, I've grown to love Thwomp Ruins over the years. It's one of those tracks where it's underrated in a sense because it really just lost its spot in the meta. But you're able to take this Shroomless cut here, and if
Oh,
you're able to
beautiful.
secure defense, you're able to just stay in top spots. Now the question is Double going to be able to survive now? Because you did see that Kyrie did burn out early, but now it's a trail battle here in top spots, and
Ooh.
Double are smartly letting Logan pass to just preserve their spot there in third. But After Party now has moved on to a top 2-4 situation. Double with a really tight line, able to navigate in the second and maintain that trail is going to be able to take a Logan, it looks like, as well. And now Doubler has still maintained top spot.
Absolutely gorgeous showing from Doubler. Did not let anything shake him as we go into lap 2 here. Just really put their head down and just got results here. Gonna trap their
Ooh.
Nana on the ramp. I don't think it connected to anything, but it was a good idea. Gonna go wide for some coins here, allowing another player into first place with a Shroom. So that's gonna keep them nice and safe here. This is gonna be a top 2 for Kitten Crusaders, possibly more.
Yeah, it looks like that might be a top 3. I think I saw Rory in 3rd place
Mhm.
as well. So this is one of the few times where we're seeing a group run from either of our teams there. But there's the blue shell. It's going to make things fairly interesting here. Having to go while having
Ooh.
to stop at the glider actually just to preserve tops. And you see that Josh K, or no, this Kyrie has moved up in the first place. Demoy in second, and that's Logan in third. But now it's a matter of seeing. King Crusaders have a lot of tops at this point, and Doubler unfortunately not going to be able to hit the Nisk on the third try this time. As Logan now up in third place, you're trying to see what he can do to take out this top two.
Yeah, that was so
Oh.
tragic here. Logan gonna kind of just toss some fireballs up and back as well. Gonna get into second place here. Kyrie pretty far away. Gonna probably cement that first place. Going into our last item set here. Going for the double. Gonna pull a red and a Nana respectively. Gonna hold on to this until probably the
Right.
glider ramp. Oh my gosh, here comes a Rang out of nowhere in the mid of the pack.
Oh, and it
Go.
connects.
Oh no. And that
Oh,
connects too. Oh my god.
that
Wow,
was an
what an
insane
ending.
trail. And
Logan's ability
oh,
to know when to trail versus not trail is just absolutely allowing them to dominate for Afterparty here. You see a lot of Kitten Crusaders in like overall points have a lot, but that doesn't mean Afterparty is out of it because they have such a strong front presence with Logan.
oh, for sure, yeah, because we're talking about just trailing in this game, and that was the first double digit race we had, and that's only a plus 10. So Kingdom Crusaders are only up about, I want to say it's 18 going into the second half, but here we
Yes.
are, and just talking about the trailing, I'm like, it's so hard in this game to like have good trails because like if you're so worried about like accidentally killing out one of your teammates, but the opportunity to just know when to trail is so smart. And I was just like upper level thinking, just advanced level play there from
Mhm.
Logan. But here we are, Koopa Cape. Definitely a popular track now. We'll be excited to
Oh,
see this
yes.
come out. Cruiser also the option here from the Crusaders.
My money's on Koopa Cape. I really want to see Koopa Cape. Gosh darn it. Okay, we are headed to Daisy Cruiser. This is a very popular runner, especially if you have a lot of top spots like 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4 even. Neither team really had that per se, but if you're very confident on this very rather simplistic track, you can get a lot of work done. We've seen Afterparty really strong in the item play department, so if they're able to get a shock on this track, they can set themselves up
Oh
for
yeah.
really good success here.
Yeah, and one thing I've noticed as well is that while Cruiser is traditionally very strong in top spots, bottom spots have some ways to make some stuff happen here as well. They have those extra coins, they're able to draft up on some of these tight sections like you see right here. Also, Shock is very strong in this course. You tend to see it right here after the table section on lap 3. Can be absolutely devastating for the other team. Whoever's in tops can really change up some spots here. You are going to see Logan now move up into first place, and he's got to be able to get and form a defense and secure their spot here in one. Just trying to hold on as well because you see a lot of the light blue over in the back so far, meaning that it does look like Afterparty is going to be able to establish a run of their own on the enemy track pick.
A very strong showing for Logan here, going for these coins, just trying to get the coin count up. However, it looks like second place is holding on to a red. They're going to let it
Oh, yeah.
go, and that's going to connect pretty quickly here. That's going to allow a lot of people to sneak up past them. However, it's mostly after
Through
party.
five.
First place is Kitten Crusaders, but they have 2, 3, 4, and possibly 5, so they're really not in a bad position, if at all.
Yeah, you have to wonder if a blue shell is in play at any point now as well, because Kitten Crusaders have nothing really to take to save themselves. And
Ooh,
watch this now; it's now a top 3 here for After Party. Doubler might have something to say about that though. With a boomerang in this spot could be devastating, especially in this section. Throws has gonna have a chance to throw up one shot. There's a second rang in play, I think, as well.
yes.
Doubler gonna be able to shroom on up. Has another form of maybe of an attack. Oh, triple
Oh,
greens
here we
here.
go.
Might be going for a play. Throws one up. Not going to be able to connect on the stone. Gets ranked out.
Oh, does
Eventually
connect on
connects on the
stone.
stone here. But now it looks like a 3-4-ish situation here now. And there's a
Oh, here comes
shock.
Shock.
Late
Oh, it looks
shock.
like somebody did dodge in the mid pack here. Gonna come right
Oh, it'll be
at the
Rory.
end here.
Yes.
Ooh, does connect on a doubler, allowing them to get down into 8th place. This was a really strong one, but again, they're so even with each other. We have top 2 for After Party, but 3, 4, 5, and I think 7 for Kitten Crusaders. Or 8, excuse me.
Yeah,
That's
exactly
oh
there.
my gosh.
Yeah, it's been so close. Like,
Yeah,
it's
it
so
was only
close.
+8.
And we're back to basically just a 10-point difference here with 5 to
Mhm.
go. It's so scary to think about it like this because every team here just has they just need one track to go absolutely their way and it can feel over. Especially with how these tracks are shaping up. Like we're starting to run out of time here. So it's like, what's going to be the options? Mary Mountain was not the track I
Oh.
had on my bingo card.
Yeah, I
I
cannot
is
say I expected
expecting Hyrule
this.
Circuit. Yeah, Mary Mountain's such a wild pick here. That's a very much a wild card. No one really
Mhm.
prepares for it because it's such an uncommon track at like any level of play. But if you're gonna get a big race on something, you might as well bring it out on a track that isn't typically seen very often. We're gonna go to Hyrule instead, a track that, on the other hand, is seen fairly often.
Oh, yeah. The ending shortcut, which you could take shroomless, is just so iconic. Everybody knows it, whether they know how to do it or not. Oh my gosh, it looks like we had 2 disconnects
Yeah,
also,
two
I just
disconnects.
realized. That's so tragic. Oh my gosh, but it's 1 on either team, so hopefully they're back
That
in
is
lobby
tragic.
and
Yeah.
ready to roll.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, you don't want to see disconnects really like change up a game at this point. But it's so even with these teams that if one team disconnects, the other team will also have one. It's just so crazy how it works out like that.
Yeah.
See Doubler again went for some coins here. Also has that shroom in play, but as you mentioned, Hyrule Circuit defined by that ending shortcut. Definitely going to be seeing how these players approach it, especially because with that, you can really break away in top spots and establish a front run early.
Gonna take a look here going into the midsection of the track. Gonna take the skip with the Master Sword here, going for coins. Gonna hold on to this shroom. Yeah, just opts to burn it. There's a lot of items close by, and getting some distance is gonna do them well. Logan in first place, very solid position, trailing that green going into lap 2. Doubler hot on their tail, but not really gonna be able to crack the defense here. Gonna throw the red up, try to get another item going here.
Yeah, waiting to see.
Oh
Hoping that's not item
no.
lag. I really hope that wasn't item lag I just saw
Yeah.
there, which would be really unfortunate because then you saw how long the item went now. And this double item box will tell us, oh, okay, maybe it wasn't
Oh,
item
oh,
lag,
okay.
which
Maybe
is
we were
great
being a
because we
little
don't want to see
dramatic.
that. But it looks like a 1-4 at least now from After Party, and Kitten Crusaders are way back there at this point. Maybe
Oh
trying
my
to go
goodness.
for it. If they get Blue Shell, they would be great. But actually, Kitten Crusaders have moved on up into first place. Logan's falling into second, and if they get Logan out, that's a top three here for the Crusaders.
Yeah, this is huge. This can make or break their race here going into lap 3. Holding onto this shroom, opting to take this shortcut here, gonna have to narrowly avoid the Nana from Kitten Cruise from their own teammate, really. We're gonna see, I believe that is 2, 3, 4, but we do have first
Oh,
place in.
oh,
Yeah. Oh, holy crow.
it's
There's so
blue.
much just happened. Here comes the blue. And
Oh,
here
they're
comes
getting shocked.
Shock.
Oh, they're getting shock blued.
Oh, this could spell trouble. Here comes the blue.
Yeah,
Does connect onto Logan and Kyrie, I believe. So that's going to allow Doubler to get up into first place here. Going to have to try their hardest for this Nisk here. Does so beautifully. Has to swerve out of the way. The plant is able to avoid it going into the grass a tiny little bit, but that is not going to stop them here as they get a gorgeous first place here. However, After Party hot on their tail, at least 2, 3, maybe even 4. Oh, so tragic for Kitten Crusaders. They had all of the success right there, and it still crumbled.
yeah, and 3 of bottom 4 for the Crusaders. They were able to steal first, which is so pivotal. But that
Mhm.
shock blue, the big question is, was that intentional or not at this point? Also, because you had to remember there might have been a DC on the end of the King Crusaders there again,
Yeah, I
which
think
could have
so.
been really rough. And imagine if it was like, oh, the bot accidentally shock blues them, like which would be really rough. Donut Plains 3 is a very common 1-0 track.
Oh,
I love
yes.
to see here, and now it's a 2-point game. Oh my gosh, this is going to be
This is
coming.
like the
Okay,
closest match I think I've ever experienced in my life. Water Park is the other track. We were talking earlier that Water Park was likely going to
it
be
was going to
picked.
come out here. Yeah,
It's
I've
only a
known this
matter of
for a
time.
while now. Yeah, I knew After Party historically has loved Water Park. I knew the first team After Party Remix has a lot
Here we
of
go.
Yoshi bikes on their team. They are going to be going to Water Park. Now it's a really hot take, but I love this course so much,
Okay,
and I
yeah,
won't
I'm
even
glad
fight
that you
like
agree. Felt inward guy here. I love Water Park.
yeah, I'm so excited, honestly. No one ever says that about Water Park, but here we are,
You know what?
excited
This is
about
a
Water
safe
Park.
space. It's okay.
It is a safe space, and I'm very appreciative for that here. But now it's a matter of seeing can Doubler hold on to tops here because 2, 3, 4, 5 is really scary,
Oh
especially getting that bump. No defense as well. Rory's going to be moving up in the first. And one thing to note about Rory is that Rory is a player who has spent so much time on inside drift that they will
no!
probably know how to play this track despite now playing on Tanuki Scooty. So this could really be anyone's game here. And now a matter of seeing can After Party capitalize on their track pick here. Get something going.
Ooh,
Mean Green gonna be getting meanly sniped out as top two goes for the Kitten Crusaders' way here on lap one.
yeah, gorgeous showing from Kitten Crusaders here. Despite that little hiccup in the beginning, we have a strong top 2 here. However, the pack is really close together for the most part.
Mhm.
Could really be anyone's game. Shock, probably not all that likely. However, we do see a
There's a
blue
blue.
come out from Logan.
Yeah, I don't think Rory has any defense, or yeah, Rory going wide to stop the blue shell from really taking out any one of their teammates. But now Doubler has double defense in first. Great situation for them now, especially because a lot of After Party has kind of found themselves in the mid pack and the back
Mhm.
as well. Logan, notably, actually being in last, it looks like right now. And I know Logan's really strong on this track. So it's really unfortunate here if you are After Party, but they had
Here we
shock.
go.
This is big now. What happens here on lap 3? Doubler is gone, but a lot of After Party is close. Watch for the dodges hat here now, because it could be electric It's not to have that fun here, but watch what happens here.
Oh no!
Unfortunate fire. Oh, it gets
No! Oh my
ghosted. Oh my
god!
gosh, it got ghosted.
Who has this right now? Oh my gosh. That is not something you see every day. We're gonna see the items just pretty much get spammed. Logan is
There goes.
gonna be able to dodge his own shock, which did get ghosted. Yeah, just gonna kind of spam this other star. I'm speechless. We're gonna see Logan get up into a really nice sixth place position from that last place. Pretty much detrimental here. However, top three for Kitten
Wow.
Crusaders. I have not seen something like that, and I've been playing Mario Kart for quite a while, Spicy.
Like not to shout out one of the teams in our server, Only Friends. They had a situation fairly recently against Yoshi Gang, where Yoshi Gang was able to smuggle Shock into first place, and
Oh my
then
gosh.
one member from Only Friends ghosted it, and it was one of the
Oh.
craziest situations ever. I didn't think we would see it here on prime time, but what a move there for the Kitten Crusaders to steal the Shock. And I was thinking, like, Afterparty was holding on to it fairly long. I was wondering when they were going to pull
Mhm.
it because you leave yourself open to situations like that. It doesn't happen very often, but when it does, that's
Oh, it
so
hurts.
detrimental. On After Party's pick as well, Tokyo Blur in the mix now, as well as GBA Mario Circuit. We are going to be going to RMC here, and we're at a 14 points game at this point, but 3 races left to go. A lot can still happen here.
I'm just this is an amazing match. I mean, race 10, and we still don't even know who's going to win because we are starting to slowly see Kitten Crusaders pull away, but even then, it's not that much of a difference. Ooh,
Yeah, and
is he a split lobby?
Oh yeah, I was expecting that. Both these teams are very comfortable bagging on GBA Mario Circuit, so it's a matter of seeing what could be happening here. And I'm starting to wonder now, especially if you're After Party, how does this change now, especially knowing that if you have Shock, how do you change your gameplay around it? Because I think it might have actually been one of their own teammates there, maybe been Jojo who actually ghosted their own Shock, which was really unfortunate there, because I think they were about to call it at that point, but here we are
Yeah.
on GBA Mario Circuit. Oh, the front is gone, the back is also gone. There's a bomb in third place, but looks like King Crusaders holding on the first for now. But on this course, does that even really matter that much?
Honestly, not really. I love to see how symmetrical the track was for a little bit there going into lap 2. We're
Mm-hmm.
gonna see some more variety now.
It goes in
Ghost
play.
does pull the shroom. Gonna let that green go. Does not connect onto anything. So Kyrie's in a very solid position. First place with a shroom. The only danger to them now is a shock, but as we know, this is one of the tracks to pull shock on. So going into lap 3, you're gonna have to keep your eye on the back of the pack here, seeing who is popping those dodges and getting ready. Oh,
Oh,
beautiful banana snipe, but I don't think it actually connected on Kyrie's side.
this
We can
blue.
still celebrate a little bit though.
Oh, this is
Oh, here it
interesting. Now it's
comes.
gonna connect on the Logan. It's also gonna hit Rory. It does not. You
Mm.
saw that Josh K was able to back out for that blue because they burned their shroom early. And this is a top two now for King and Crusaders. Doubler has a star in second place. And here we are. This looks like it's gonna be a strong race here for the
Oh,
Crusaders,
beautiful.
potentially. Yeah, great top two for them. It's a matter of seeing, can they secure the mid spots here? You might have actually seen Josh K might have been able to steal third at the line.
Thanks.
They were top four,
Top
six.
4. Oh, yeah, that is what they needed, and it's you know what? It took a while for each of these teams to warm up, but Kitten Crusaders starting to finally hit back here. A beautiful showing of how to expertly bag/run Mario Circuit.
That's amazing play from them there, from Kingdom Crusaders, being able to work their way up there, really navigate everything that happened. You saw the blue shell dodge from Kyrie was absolutely insane. Just being able to back out, letting Logan take it instead, and that was just great game sense on their end, knowing that okay, blue shell
Oh
coming.
my,
Saying we are going to Baby Park here. Interesting option now because I know it's not race 12, and they're going for a
but
reset
still.
early.
Yeah. I mean, hey, it could work. It also is partially a mental game, you know? When you see Baby Park, you start dreading it. However, it looks like we are gonna go to Neo Bowser City on the side of Kitten Crusaders. This could set them up for some really good success here.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. Now it's a matter of seeing, can they hold on to this now because they don't even need a big race here. Even a small loss is fine. They're up
Mhm.
44 at this point, which is going to be, they have some flexibility. They have some leeway here. If you're going to be able to see if King Crusaders is able to hold on to their tops, they should be fine here, especially on this course where driving is of the utmost importance here. And just gonna see, can they hold on to these top spots and can they just seal the deal here on race 11?
Looks like we see a very strong showing here going into the second item set, at least top 3, possibly top 4, just kind of cemented in place here. Gonna have to be careful with the lack of trails here, and it looks like Afterparty is trying to slowly break into these top spots, but it's gonna be very much easier said than done with the amount of defensive items on the field here.
Oh, yeah, quite a lot of defensive items in play as well. As you're seeing
Oh, here we
now, the
go.
Dawn is going to move up into second place here. It's actually a 2-4-5 here from Afterparty. So they're trying to make some noise here, especially because you see that Kitten Crusaders Rory is in the back now, maybe going for shock, maybe just hitting out. There's a lot of bananas in play there at that turn.
Oh,
And what a sequence here. Double, we're going to be able to red out Mean Green as well. And now it's a 1-3 here for the Crusaders. 1-3-4, actually.
very interesting item combination here too. If you throw that Rang, you run the risk of accidentally hitting teammates if they're close enough by, so Doubler's just kind of stuck in a bit of a tight spot here. It looks like we're gonna, yeah, opt to hold on to these items. Narrowly misses getting hit by a green. Ghost does take that Rang going up into the final turn here, and that's gonna allow the triples to activate going into lap 3. This could get messy.
Oh yeah, especially in this part where it's so narrow and this is a great space to back if you're feeling up to it here. There's some nice tight turns as well. That's a Nana really plays nicely there. Oh, but look at this. Kitten Crusaders are gone. I think that is Josh MK up in first place. Dawn is over in second for After Party, but at the rate this is going, it looks like the Crusaders might be able to just finish the job here with a 1-3, maybe a 1-3-4. Blue Show's going to be coming out now. Not going to do too much at this point,
Too
though. It's already
late.
going to lock on afterwards. So that's going to seal the 1-3, maybe seal the game. That's a 1-3-4-5. I think
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
pretty sure that
I
seals it.
I think that calls it. Oh, yeah. 1, 3, 4, 5, 6. Amazing showing from Kitten Crusaders here. Was able to get their track pick and just show their knowledge going forward. We did get a nice spot here for After Party, but unfortunately, it just was not enough. Looks like they finally lost their stamina here. Going into the last race, I believe that does seal it for Kitten Crusaders, so congratulations on the win.
Yeah, Canuck Crusaders, they were looking for a win here. They knew they were still in playoff contention, just gotta win the games they gotta win, and they will be in contention to get that last playoff spot. So they're sitting pretty here, and really, it's just been a tale
Ooh.
of like the last few races, really, because you saw how like pretty much after race 8, it was like a 2 point difference, and then race 9, race 10, race 11, this all went Kitten Crusaders' way, and now here they are having that win. They're gonna maybe go DP3 here. They're gonna go. Maybe we're gonna go to Amsterdam. Either way, some interesting options here to close out this war.
Yeah, either one is going to be a nice treat here. Looks like we are going to DP3. This is a track I have a love-hate relationship with, if we're being personal and
So
honest
real.
with each other.
That's so real.
I've had some very iconic moments on this track, but none of them were good moments.
I understand that so much at this point. It's like, I have strongly mixed feelings about TP3. I love it when it works. I'm also just not the best at driving this because I know some people who love this track are really good at it, and applause to them. But unfortunately, that is not myself here. But hey,
Very
maybe
much a
these
head
players
turner.
are us.
Gonna
Yep,
go into a
the game I
gorgeous
got.
cut here for Doubler going into already
Oh,
oh, that's rough, buddy. Gonna have to back up and just kind of get back into position here. However, because of the volatile nature of this track, he's not even that far behind, getting into a 6th place going into lap 2 here. However, it looks like a lot of After Party is just kind of dominating the front space presence.
yeah, After Party is doing great job here. Knowing that differentials still are going to matter here, even if you're
Mhm.
Crusaders who did get that win, the differential is going to matter with how tight of a playoff race this is. You never want to give up too many points, and Logan is absolutely gone here
Oh
in
my
first place.
gosh.
Just you used to watching that minimap and you just look at the distance between first and last, and it's absolutely insane. Just maximizing the driving, just getting so many ultra mini turbos as well. Gonna be able to snag. Okay, unfortunately, only getting one item box this time, but
Ooh.
it's gonna be able to take this cut nicely as well. Not being able to get affected here, but Blooper comes out getting red shell, maybe a double red as Josh MK, it looks like, is moving up into first now, and anything's gonna be happening here at the ending section.
Cycling for our items here. It looks like we're gonna pull triple shrooms and a red shell. This could spell trouble though, because there is a shock
Oh.
that goes out, and a blue was on the field before that shock went out. Going into lap 3 here. Oh, doesn't even matter. I thought it was just gonna barely hit somebody, but it looks like we did cross the finish line in time.
Yeah, Logan was barely able to beat
That
out
was
that blue shell, but
extremely close.
again, Yeah, 134 here from the Kitten Crusaders. Absolute masterclass in the
Mhm.
last 4 races. Just doing such a great job, winning what I want to say. Oh, that's a they have a decent sized win now. Yeah, 78
Yeah.
win, which and of almost all of
Oh,
that.
wow.
That's
That's
a
all of
plus
the
like
last Grand
80.
Prix.
Pretty much, it's like a plus 80 in the last 4 alone, which is insane. That doesn't happen like anywhere really. That's a great gameplay from them, and
Mhm.
props to the King of Crusaders for winning today.
Yeah, very amazing showing there. Did not give up, even though it was insanely close. I know those close matches can be quite stressful, but they show us that if you just keep your cool and you get your stuff together, you could start getting momentum, and they did that beautifully. Part of that was getting a lot of track picks, but at the same time, just knowing their item knowledge and making sure that they're doing the right thing in the right time got them the win.
Yeah, knowing the right thing to do at the right time is so important regardless of what division you're in. And just being able to maximize your advantage on the track pick you get or whatever track is in front of you so well. Because you saw that King Crusaders, they were doing well on track picks of their own as well as track picks that were not theirs. Like you saw
Yeah.
GBA Mario Circuit went really well for them. Water Park went really well for them. And just great play overall from King Crusaders. After Party, I know it's been a rough season for them, but they've shown some signs of brilliance this entire time, keeping it so close up until the last GP, and then just unfortunately things didn't go their way. But overall, what a great showing from both of these teams.
Oh yeah, very respectable match. Both teams should feel like obviously if you're Kitten Crusaders, you're very excited to win because that is just that one step closer to playoffs. But if you're After Party, this is not a crushing defeat in any circumstance. Still very strong showings, good players on either side, just an absolute treat of a match. I'm so glad I was able to cast it with you, Spicy.
Oh yeah, always a pleasure casting with you, Sunset. I think that is going to wrap it us here tonight with MKU Primetime at night. But from what I know, we are looking to have a couple more matches streamed this weekend because last week of the regular season, so many good
Mhm.
playoff matches or matches that will lead into playoffs and so many good implications as well. So it's going to be something to really watch out for here this weekend. It should be an absolutely great time here for the Mario Kart community. Sunset, you got any last words for the community here before we wrap up tonight?
Make sure you keep an eye on the socials for Mario Kart Central as well as Mario Kart Universal as we get into the playoffs because you do not want to miss these legendary matches. We have prime time, as Spicy said, this weekend and going forward once the playoffs hit. And hopefully, if we're lucky, you'll see one or both of us back on the mic at a future time. Now, you guys have a good night and an excellent weekend. Make sure you take care of yourself and drink water.
Well, thank you guys for watching, but stick around. We'll be back later this weekend.